Hello, everybody. Welcome to this evening's reading. And today we are doing a special reading for our friend Shania. Shania wrote to me and asked a very simple question. She wondered about her life purpose or what their life purpose is. How do you know you have one? Does everyone have a life purpose? And I thought that's just a perfect question. I'm sure that she is not alone. And so I just want to bring this question to our cards. Whoops. My candle is a little shy here. Let me grab my other lighter here. Hold on just for a second. Oh, there it goes. When it comes to our life purpose, sometimes it can be very confusing because sometimes it's your parents who seem to be picking your life purpose because of how they gear you and how they prepare you for what they think is best for you. Sometimes your spouse can think they know best what your life purpose is. Sometimes your teachers in school can shape you because they may feel like, oh, why would you want to be an artist? Artists don't make any money. So you may have gotten sidetracked away from your soul purpose, your life purpose through the education system. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to do just brief, tiny little readings. Of course, you're not going to get a full description of what your life purpose is in a little bitty reading. But what we can fully assure you is what it's not, right? What is a life purpose? What's the purpose of having one? And certainly if you've got some frustration going on about it, that's not good. So let's dig in and see what we have today for the life purpose. What is it that your guides, your angels, and as you guys know, I strongly believe that we are blended beings, and that hi Kevin, that the small part of us here is our personality and our path, what we've gotten here so far, and then this the larger part of us, the non-physical part, is where our soul purpose is housed. And sometimes our personality can make it difficult to express what it is that we are really gifted at doing. So that's what we're here for tonight. And if you guys would like a private read, and not a private, well, certainly I could do that for you, but I do offer personal readings for the people that suggest themes for my readings. I really appreciate your assistance. And so tonight, Shania has asked this question about life purpose, and we're going to draw 3 piles, and then I'm going to draw cards, especially for Shania. And she's invited you all to look over our shoulder and see what it is that that the cards have to teach about life purpose tonight. All right, so let's just draw our 3 piles first. And welcome to everybody. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot. Okay, and we have Open Up. Second one, we have Seek. In our third pile, we have Release. Okay, so there's your 3 piles, my friends. When it comes to understanding your life purpose, I'm wondering, do you understand it a little bit? Is this brand new for you? Do you have a sense of maybe you have 2 life purposes, or how do you choose what it is that you should be focusing on, like for, let's say, the next 6 months? What part of you can be developed and created into a more productive, more successful, and calmer way of being? Because anytime you're flowing in your soul purpose, you're going to feel satisfaction. Now, not everybody works in the same business that their soul purpose is. And we'll talk about that in the reading, because it's a very fortunate, if you're working in a profession that is your soul purpose, it's an extraordinary stroke of good luck, because it's not true for a lot of people. But that doesn't mean that your soul purpose, your life purpose, isn't something that you could monetize if you want. But the point is that when you're flowing it, it just feels good. Okay, so let's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I do notice here between pile 1 and pile 3, just the the opening, and this one dropping down so deep and suggesting something from deep is opening. And here we have the same imagery. So if you're called to pile 1, you may want to take a look at pile 2 also. And I'm just pointing that out from the get-go. Okay, so let's take these and put them aside. And we'll go right away to pile 1. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. What I know for sure is that we are put on the planet to love people. And that before you skip ahead and go to a different reading, you're like, well, Catherine, everybody knows that. Well, kind of. But you know what? What life is tricky, because the people in your family, the people closest to you, sometimes are the ones that it's harder to feel loved by. And now I've been a daughter, I've been a mom, and now I'm a grandmother. And I can tell you that how love is expressed through blood family is just one way that love is expressed. And in my life, because of being able to travel and to live in different cultures, I've seen families done all kinds of different ways. And I've also seen people reach out and embrace me as a stranger in their community. And sometimes it seems like those people are even kinder. Strangers can be kinder than your own family. Okay, so on pile number 1, I'm just sensing this fierce determination. Fierce determination. I feel if you're drawn to pile 1, you are a person who has accomplished some major healing. There's an intensity about this particular card that I'm just going to pause before I say more about it until I look at our tarot deck, because I do want to get the full story before I say anything. But I feel like I want to take off my hat to you, pile 1. I want to acknowledge and appreciate you for what you've done. I feel like you stand alone a little bit, and the people closest to you haven't been able to connect with you very well, to support you, and you've had to do it all on your own. So let's take a look at our tarot here. And so we have the eight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. I think that pile 1, the major call, the major purpose of your life is coming directly out of your pain, okay? I know that's been true in my life, because when you go through something very painful, either physically, like a surgery or some sort of illness where you're physically very challenged, or if you go through something where you lose someone who dies when you're young, and it just has a way of crushing your spirit, that you have endured more than your share. And sometimes you might find yourself saying, are you kidding? God, is this what it is? One challenge after another after another. And I feel like you've been feeling like you're caught in a spider web, that you can't seem to step out. So where is life purpose in all of this? What we know here is that there are people that are coming into your life. Your creativity is ever so gently beginning to budge, okay? That's one of the things that you definitely have in your soul purpose is creativity. You may be a visual artist or you may be a dancer, but I have a feeling, pile 1, it's been many years since you've really enjoyed anything close to dancing or art. So I suspect that during July, if you can just take a hold of your own story and perhaps write a short story about it, create a dance about it, do a scribble drawing. You don't have to be terribly artistic, but there is something in you crying out to be released in the area of creativity. There may be offers that come to you in the next couple of weeks from online situations where something approaches you you did not see coming. And what that will do is it will give you a confirmation of what I'm seeing here. Because there is like a renaissance, there's a rebirthing going on for you. And as you ask these questions, like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I have all of these gifts. This reminds me of my reading for Jenny the other day. And I wonder if she's watching, but I have all of these gifts, and which one is it that is the sole purpose? You may be like a jack of all trades, like we have all of these strands, and it may be hard for you to select the thing that you need to be focused on. However, this is a wonderful time of learning. So I would go back in time in your mind. What is it that you loved to do for fun when you were a kid? Writing books, writing poems, climbing trees? Did you like spending time with horses? What was it that you enjoyed? Because that will be your first clue to something that you're born to do. I was born to be a teacher. There is no doubt. I was making my little brothers sit in chairs and play school with me when I was a kid, and here I'm doing the same to you. But you guys are all volunteering to be here. I appreciate you. Throw me a thumbs up. Throw in some flowers. That's what I'm wishing for, is to be more connected to you guys. And I feel connected when y'all like the video, because I'm like, yes, okay, we're all in this together. So pile 1, your life purpose has to do with giving people encouragement to keep going. The ordeals that you've gone through have not been for nothing. You have a wonderful spirit. You're very strong. Your sense of humor is a real guide for people because you can laugh at anything. But it's time to open up. It's time to trust the next level. So start making plans for what would you do to share what you know how to do. Can you show people how to start a blog? Can you show a little business in your town how to hook up onto social media? How can you get started in a small way, a little bit of a revenue stream, doing something that you really enjoy doing? A lot of times people say, well, how do you pick what it is you're especially good at? And they say, usually it's no farther than the nose on your face. There's something that you do already. You're getting clues right now, okay? So I'm going to draw one of the Archangel cards for our guidance tonight because I just love them. And if you would like more direct answer, please email me. I would love to do a reading that you are involved in, because I'll use your question to create the reading, and then I'll draw cards for you personally at the end, just like I'm going to do for Shania tonight. Okay, so let's see our guardian angel card for you, pile 1. And we have spread your wings. Excellent and beautifully orchestrated. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. So yes, this is really giving you confirmation. Pile 1, I feel like you're in the middle of all this, and nothing I've said here surprises you. And this is what is a confirming reading, and there are people waiting to hear what it is that you have to say. So take some steps, get yourself creative, okay? Thank you very much. And as any good teacher would say, come back and let us know what's going on. And I'm tickled to hear and see. If you're an artist, send me a picture of what you've painted. I would love to know more about all of you guys, so email me, please. It helps me do better readings. Okay, so pile 2. We have our Seek card. Okay, again, the my tongue is tied. First things first, if you are interested in getting a personal reading, the quickest way to do that is to email me a question. I can't read these ones. I know you guys are asking me things, but I can't look at them right now. And so the best way to get your question to me is here on my email address. Secondly, please hit the like if you're enjoying this reading. I appreciate that very much. And now let's step up to pile 2. What is it that you need to know about your life purpose? Do you have one? Yes, everyone has one. And so pile 1 was really had a wonderful message for those who have been through a lot, and you almost wonder, how am I still making it? And so for that pile, the life purpose is about sharing your journey and encouraging people. Definitely seems part of it. And thank you for the flowers, you guys. So pile 2, you are a seeker. And you know what? A lot of times seekers end up being teachers. Isn't it true that seekers end up being teachers? So I would wonder if you're a little bit like me, and just as your life has gone through, you've had plenty of opportunities that caused you some sadness and some times where life was tough, but you've been able to just go through it and heal yourself and really understand. Pile 2, you definitely have a feeling about love, that you really are a loving person. You would give anybody the shirt off your back. You are completely in tune with how people need to be supported. Look at those arms wide open. Okay, so that does seem to be part of your life purpose, is loving people. But what's the message here? What's the seeking? Let's draw a couple cards, see what this is about. King of Wands. I just love this deck. This is the White Sage Tarot. King of Wands. And we are having a lot of wands showing up here so far in the reading. So it shows me that the people that are joining are passionate. You guys want to know. You do want to know your life purpose, because there's been something in you kind of driving you to understand more. So Sanaya, who requested this reading, Sanaya, I hope that this is encouraging to you, that you may have felt alone. You may have felt, oh my gosh, everybody knows their life purpose but me. I'm the only person on the whole internet that doesn't know. And I hope you realize that's not at all true. Even me, at this point, that I was not even reading tarot cards when I was 50 years old. I was just starting to read some oracle cards, and I was very dependent on the little book that came along with it. And I know I'm a teacher, but I didn't understand all the different ways that teaching would become so fun and exciting for me to do. And that's what we're looking for, that satisfaction. So pile 2, here's what we need to watch out for. With the King of Wands here, this is a mastery card. So this shows a person who really understands how to work to leverage their strengths. Okay, so you have been a person who's coasted into your life purpose, kind of like you could say, well, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, you're right. I do enjoy encouraging people. I do enjoy helping people feel loved. I'm a hospice volunteer, and I know a few people that work in hospice. And I always think this angel always reminds me, because there's certain people that are able to walk with people in great distress, and they're not upset by it. Nurses, doctors, hospice workers, volunteers in certain places. And there's a mastery. And part of it is, pile 2, take this in. People may feel you're unapproachable. And you think, well, why? When you've got so much love to give. The thing is that the mastery it takes to be able to handle a lot of people's issues can make you feel unavailable, because when you're not serving your community, you need to cut it off, and you need to get away from it, and you need to be able to take care of yourself. And that's the part that I'm seeing here with this Two of Pentacles falling right between two wonderful cards, because this is power and the ability to make your life show up the way you want it to, mastery, and full satisfaction. 10 of Pentacles to me is just the beautiful feeling of feeling satisfied. If you went to walk on the beach and you found 10 perfect sand dollars, that would be unusual, because they usually have a crack, or they're not perfect. Being a sand dollar person, I love them. But this idea of being able to keep balance, that beautiful figure 8, the eternity sign, to be able to hang on to your life-work balance. I feel like that's what's going on, pile 2. So even though you may feel like you're absolutely doing your heart's work and you're in the right shape, where I think you're being called for is in the fun and recreation department. I feel like pile 2, yes, you have found one of your life purposes. The work you're doing now is rich and fulfilling. However, what are you doing for fun? What are you doing strictly for just the fun of it that's not connected to work? Now, for me personally, last month, I felt that my inner guidance, my higher self, was guiding me to stop producing videos on the weekends. And I was not very happy about that because, quite frankly, I love doing this. This is like fun for me. And I love the cards and the stories. And I love when you all write to me. Very soul satisfying. But for me, it's the idea of what I can't work 7 days a week. It's not right for my work-life balance, and I need to find something fun to do. And so to me right now, I have to kind of work at finding something fun. and basically I'm doing the same thing I would ask you to do. What hobbies did you put down a while ago? What could you be doing now that's not connected to your other quotes, your other soul purpose, like your working soul purpose? What's your fun soul purpose? Pile number 2. Okay, so you're being asked to look back in time. What was it that you really loved doing? Did you used to crochet? I did, and I crocheted myself sunflower pillows for my porch because I did crochet like 30 years ago or something, and I saw it on YouTube, and now I'm crocheting again, and I could be doing it more often. It's very gratifying for me, rather than making the videos, which is all I want to do. So I feel that energy for you, pile 2, that you're fine. You're just like, no, I love my work. But I'm telling you that in order to thrive at your work, I don't believe that your inner being, that part of you that is divine, the part of you that loves you no matter what, I don't think that your inner being would say you need to work every day. Okay, but that's just because I have a bias. I want to learn how to trust my inner being more than my personality. Okay, so let's draw an archangel card for you, pile 2. And we have angel therapy. Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Exactly. And so for you, my darling, you're the green that keeps showing up here is all about love. And so you need to give, and this is going to sound weird, pile 2, but you need to give your cares and worries about finding something fun to do. Okay, I'm not kidding, because part of you does not want to take time to do something fun. It feels like a waste. And so I'm just saying that you're being guided so clearly to do this, because truth be told, life is more than your mission. Okay, life is more than your mission. So pile 2, there you go. If you could relate to it, thank you for hitting the like button, because that lets me know that we are on the right track with our themed readings. I'm so glad that you guys are here to participate. I'm going to be doing 2 live readings a day, Monday through Friday, in the month of July, and I will have plenty of room to do individual readings, just like I'm doing for Shania. After the card 3, I'm going to do her personal cards, and you guys are invited to watch along, of course. Okay, and we have release for pile 3. Okay. This reminds me a lot of pile 1, that's just that sense of opening that's almost in this energy, and the gender doesn't matter, it's just telling a story. But when I look at this, I look at his face and I think, what I'm sensing is, okay, all right, you've got my attention. Okay, all right, you've got my attention. So what's going on with you, pile 3? There is definitely something that's coming to an end for you. And so it might be, oh my goodness, it could be that one of your life purposes, one of the things you thought was going to work, that there's something, you've had a dream, you wrote something, you created something, you invented something, you have an idea that is not bearing fruit, and it's really hard for you. I hear you. I have been there. So pile 3, just go ahead and put your hand on your heart. Just lay your hand on your chest. Everybody take a couple breaths, please. And let's just connect for pile 3 here, because this isn't easy, man. Okay, so I'm just going to light my Palo Santo again here, because I really feel ya. It's hard. I think that I just talked to somebody today that said that their child is going off to college in the fall, and they were talking about how hard it was, and yet it's happening right now. He can't stop time from taking his daughter away to college, and that's the energy I'm feeling here, that there's something going on that's hard for you. And you know what? It may have nothing to do with life purpose. You may have just happened into this reading by sheer luck. But let's draw some cards here. What can be done about these times when we have to let go of something that we really don't want to? You want to let go of something you don't want to, something around a life purpose. Okay, King of Wands comes out again. So King of Wands came out in the previous reading, and so you might want to watch that. Pile 3, if you wish, and pile 2, very nice. Okay, lovely. So this particular group of readings here, it does show that the people that are, oh man, yay, I love readings like this. The people, Shania, first of all, thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much for asking for this reading, because what I'm sensing is that the people who are watching are definitely a little bit more in tune with their call. I love that. I mean, I wasn't sure who was going to tune in. I never do. I don't know the interest level on these themes. But pile 3, there is something very important happening for you. I sense that there has been a loss or a disappointment that has really stopped you in your tracks, and it's gotten your attention. And you feel like you are in defeat, that you feel like, oh, now what? But what's happening is that something is cracking on the inside of you. It's like, how coconuts are, that really hard shell. You have to, you really have to hit them hard to crack them. Or those geodes, that are the stones, and then if you hit them with a hammer, they open. It's kind of that. I feel like something so jarring has happened for you. However, your angels, your guides, your inner being who loves you so much is right there with you. You know that story where it says how Jesus or God was walking with the person on the beach, and they'd look back over the lifetime, and the person saying, oh, thank you so much for being with me every step of the way. But I noticed that there's a few places where there's only one set of footprints. And what happened then? Why did you leave me? Why was I so alone? And God says, I didn't leave you. That's when I was carrying you, right? And I feel like that's where you are. So you're getting a feeling of mastery of who you are. That part of your life purpose is simply to be you authentically, and not try to pretend you're anybody else. Why would that be a life purpose? Because it's so rare. And whatever it is that you're here for, whether you're a teacher or a writer, an actor, whatever it is that you're here for, you will be better doing it as you release this thing that has hurt you, or the loss of it. With the 2 aces here, these fresh starts in the area of love and of your passion. Something is being born, and it has to do with the heart chakra. I love this pink. It's just a delicate, it's not blood red, right? There's nothing that's intense here. This is a very gentle transfer of attention See the pink coming up here? I mean, it's just an absolutely beautiful set of cards for you, pile 3. So you will find in the description box the tools that I suggest. And there's the worry cure, you'll see. That's a really good one because it will help you to do a little bit of releasing of this thing that's happened, this loss, okay? You're in such the right place, my dear pile 3, and my heart goes out to you. This has not been easy to go through what you're going through, and I'm really proud of you. I really am. And if you don't have people in your life that can stand up and say, wow, good for you, I'm here to do that. And so are the other people that are watching and listening. We're a team here. Oh, by the way, in the community tab on my page, I have all the resources, people I use. I'm a tapping expert. People like to come for me for tapping, but I also like to share the other teachers that are out there. YouTube is a wonderful place for finding the connections you need to feel better about your life, which is what I'm all about. I just want for people to feel more comfortable in their stories. You know, what's going on for you and how can you feel like you're more a part of the positive energy on the planet. Okay, so let's draw an Archangel card for you, pile 3. Okay. And we have victory. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. This is just wonderful. I'm so happy for you, pile 3, because you can even just see between these two cards, the figures almost look similar. And I just love this beautiful yellow and white light that's exactly the same as here. You are heading to more victorious living than you ever had before. There's something about you being authentic in a way you've never been able to that's happening through this transition. All right. Anybody in pile 3, if you can resonate and you just would like a little bit more information, tarotinfoplease.com. I would absolutely love to have you be the winner of one of my readings, where as long as I have people asking until my inner being says, okay, we're not going to do that anymore, I'm going to be here for readings Monday through Friday, and I'll answer your questions on a reading, okay? If you're enjoying it, please hit the thumbs up, the like. I'm noticing that for the amount of people that hang in there with me, not very many people hit the like. On the good side, they're not hitting the don't like. So I thought, well, that's good. I mean, that would be concerning. But I would love for YouTube to promote my videos more, and it's like shameless self-promotion. I appreciate you. Okay, so this part of the reading is for Shania. I hope I'm saying your name right. Shania wrote to me, and she almost felt like she was a little bit sad. I felt a little sad energy, a little confused, because even the idea that does everybody have a life purpose? Are there some people that they don't have one? And so, Shania, I would say everyone has a life purpose, absolutely, because in your life, you're going to meet literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. At my point of life, I'm 71, so I'm probably the oldest person watching right now, and I'm doing it. But over time, so many people that I've met, and some have been absolutely wonderful, terrific, great friends, but they live in a different country, or that they live in a different place. We maybe used to go to school together, now we're not as close anymore, and that friends come and go as we go through life. And it can be difficult to feel the right kind of expectations on some of the relationships that you have when you're younger, because to be able to be loving, like to the person who makes your coffee, or the person who brings the mail, the person who tends to the garden, the person, even the person that's homeless on the street, to just hold people in general in a feeling of love. That is part of our purpose. You wouldn't be watching this reading if you weren't interested in improving humanity. Okay, so again, before I begin Shania's reading, be sure to write me right here, tarotinfoplease@gmail.com, And I'd be happy to draw cards for you just like this in one of my readings this week, okay? So Shania, let's draw a card for you. What is it that your inner being, because you have one, you don't have my inner being, Shania, you have one, your inner being, your divine, the divine invisible part of you is the part that knows exactly what your life purpose is. It's inside of you already. I don't want that to make you upset or confuse you. She's like, well, why wouldn't I know if it's in me already? Well, a lot of it comes because you can't know until you've had enough life experiences. So you know what you have. I like the word affinity. Like if you have an affinity for something, you enjoy doing something, that's usually a clue for a life purpose. Well-deserved reward. Oh. So the very first thing that I think of is I wanted to ask you, Shania, are you an engineer? Are you involved with building things? There's a lot of pride of achievement here. So it makes me think of like an architect or some kind of a, what I call a lines and columns person, because there's certain people that are artists, you know, and they're kind of, they appreciate round figures and like this handwriting, very flowy. And then there's other people that are very good with numbers and calculations, and they're engineers and doctors and scientists that simply experience life differently. And if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody like that, there's a lot of sharp edges. I recently saw a news story. Right now I'm doing this reading July 1 of 24. I saw a story about a 12-year-old boy who just graduated from high school and he's on his way to college. He'll have a doctorate by the time he's 18. And I looked and they showed him talking, trying to explain physics to people. And he's so outside, talk about a fish out of water, completely outside of anything his parents even knew what to do with as parents. And so a lot, but those people, and there's a show in the States called The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon, where they have that the people who are brilliant at lines and columns are not so good at relationships, and that the love area can be underdeveloped. So I feel like for you, Shania, that there's something like that going on, that there's part of you that's very good at a skill, but it doesn't seem like it matters because it's not emotionally rewarded. All right. So because it's not an emotional rewarding, you're sensing that it might, how could it be your life purpose, that something's missing? So this card just popped out. So let's see what the angels have to say. What is the guidance today for you? The sense that something's missing. I feel like the one thing that you're missing is that you don't see how valuable you are. Okay? That you do deserve more credit, but actually you are not giving yourself enough credit. It's like you feel like what you're contributing is not that important. So I'm sensing this is around your career, but I feel that this reading is very important for you, Shania, because you're under realizing, you're under appreciating your value. Okay, see how tiny the figure is? It's like you are worth way more than you're sensing. All right, let's pull a couple more cards and we'll see what we have for you. Queen of Cups. I'll turn this one. I just love this deck. Queen of Wands. Beautiful. And oh, wow. Holy moly, 3 queens. Let's go to Vegas. No, I'm just teasing. But holy smokes. Okay, I have to just look at this for a second. Hang on. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of, there's a word called flummoxed. I look it up in the dictionary and see what it means. Like, whoa, that's so interesting. Okay, so let me just tell you what I'm seeing. First of all, there's 3 blocks and there's three queens here. So the threes, and threes are somewhat stable, like a 3-legged stool is stable-ish, but a four-legged stool is even more stable. So I definitely can see with this reading, this is really a opposite, a polar opposite. When we have three feminine energies here, one for creation and possibility and passion, one for emotional support and comfort is that otter, and then one for pentacles. It's the, the earthiness, the moving slow, the faithfulness. The elephant, do you know that when an elephant passes away, the others are sad and they actually have mourning for them? So these three cards are like the direct opposite in my estimation tonight, and I'm the queen of this reading, so I get to pick. But the difference between having a very linear brain, a very lines and column kind of brain, and a brilliant one at that, and then what happens with the energy of the nurturing and the familial and all of that. What's going on here? So, Shania, this is just fascinating to me. I just got to draw a couple more cards because I just want to see a little bit more. I don't know that I certainly know on this series of reading, I've been doing lives since the beginning of May. I've never had the three queens show up in a row like that. And I've never had that sense. I mean, even here, look at how light this figure is, and then it drops into this darkness. So I do feel, my dear Shania, that there have been some things that have hurt your feelings within your profession. When you may be at a point, oh yeah, okay, so the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. That's just exactly the energy I'm picking up. A lot of times, people in a very linear lines and columns kind of profession can be treated unfairly. It's a lot of jealousy. There's tons of jealousy when you have natural giftedness for something that other people think is hard. In science and academics, people aren't nice to one another if they feel their ideas are being threatened. And so I feel like you've stood with your hand on your hips and tried to stand up for yourself, and you've been really outnumbered by so many geeky brains that don't have a clue how to connect with people. So maybe part of your life purpose, my dear Shania, is to be part of the solution. Maybe you're being called to do some investigating on the idea of incorporating some of the softer sides of your personality. You might really benefit from doing some yoga. There's some great yoga available on YouTube. I love a woman named Jessica Heslop, and she is, I've been frequently posting in my community her videos. She really touches my heart with her gratitude videos and her self-acceptance, self-love. They say, I heard this just today, that self-sabotage is just misdirected self-love. So if you're a person in the other piles you're watching over my shoulder, and if you're a person who's very brilliant in terms of the internet or lines and columns, accountants, doctors, scientists, that you're so rewarded in your linear way, but your relationships are like for nothing, reach out and get some help. There are such great readers and coaches and teachers. I can certainly help you. I have a lot of resources available, and if you write to me, I will plug you in. Also, the community center has tons. It's a community tab right on my channel, has tons of great materials that will help you. Sometimes you need to talk to a person because there's just not enough confidence to make the changes yourself. But Shania, this is very, very, very promising. You have gifts you're not aware of yet. There's a great book that I would point out, and it's called The Big Leap, and it's by a man named Gay Hendricks. And he talks about how we get in our own way and we can take a big leap forward for ourselves once we believe what we can do. But it's very practical. He's just a wonderful writer, and I would completely recommend that for you. Okay, Shania? All right, let's see. I'm excited. I mean, I sensed in your letter there was the feeling of you know, just not being sure and feeling a little anxious. But I hope you hear this is just you're in the right place. It's like a fork in the road, in the idea of investigating. How can I learn more about these queens? What does this mean? Be curious, write to me. I'm going to send this reading to you, but I hope you'll write back to me and tell me what strikes you, okay? So let's pull a Archangel card for Shania. And Shania, we have passion. Archangel Haniel, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So I think this is a perfect fit. Look at the colors are exact match to him up there. And it's just that it drops down into all of this colorful life. On the card by itself, it just drops into boring. There's a part of your personality that's wanting to come out. Okay, there's a part of you that wants to be seen differently. You've got all the support in the world. I'm just trying to think what would be the ideal resource for you. I'm going to give that some thought, Shania. When I send you the link, I will put there's a resource that I really want to suggest. It's going through my mind like Rolodex, and I promise I will include it when I send your reading to you. For those of you who are just joining at this point, Shania received this personal reading because she suggested the theme. So if you're putting notes into my comments right now and you want a reading, all you have to do is send it here instead. I have time and I'm going to do as many personal readings as I can in the month of July. I hope that you will be with me. All you need to do is hit the like button. It means everything to me. It does. It may seem like nothing, but it is something you can do that touches my heart and keeps me smiling from ear to ear. So that's all I have for you. We're going to leave it at that. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another live. I really appreciate your time and attention. Y'all make my day every day. So here is my loving gesture. I wish I could give each of you a hug. The reality is we are in this together. And as long as you keep stretching yourself to find your inner being in what you're doing, you're going to have a connection that'll give you the best chance to be in the right place at the right time more often, just like right now. So let me blow out my candle, and I'll see you at the next reading. Love y'all.